Hi, good morning, everybody. It's Lee here from Revitalise, connecting people, and welcome to this week's Revitalise ReConnect Meets, where I get the chance to meet with a business owner, key influencer, and a business club member from the Scottish business and UK community. And today I've got the great pleasure to be with an existing business club member and business owner who, believe it or not, many moons ago was a club manager and also a bingo caller. He's been involved in the mobile phone franchise now for 5 years, but running his own franchise for the last 18 months. Can you please welcome in the box next to me is the one and only Calum Paterson. Calum, how are you doing this morning?
Very well, thank you, Lee. Thanks for having me on. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. We were just speaking this morning. There's a certain stillness to the air working from home.
Yeah, very eerie. So yeah, I was came into the store this morning actually. So yeah, walking through a completely dead shopping centre with not even a cleaner in sight is very unusual. So yeah, strange times.
Like a film set.
Exactly, yeah. It's
Well,
eerie.
eerie indeed. So thanks for meeting us this morning. This has given us a chance to get an insight into Calum and your business. And the one thing I would like you to share with everybody is, why did you start the franchise and what was the biggest appeal to you?
So I think for me, so I had worked for Vodafone directly as a store manager for a few years, and the opportunity came up where they decided that they were going to franchise the bulk of the stores. So the franchise program itself is still relatively new to Vodafone, so it's only been going for probably just over 2 years. And I just said I've been doing it for about 18 months now. You know, the idea of running my own business is always something that's always appealed to me. So back at uni, I did business management, marketing, and as you said, going back to my bingo days, although I didn't own the bingo hall, part of your kind of management plan was that you put your business plan to the commercial director every year, and you had an OPEX, CAPEX. So I had a kind of an understanding of how some of the kind of business aspects would work. And it would also give me a little bit more freedom to kind of go out and do a little bit more in the local community, which is the whole idea around the kind of partner agent franchise program that Vodafone have. So, you know, you don't own 20, 30 stores and lose touch with what's going on. You only have 2, 3 stores at the most, so you know exactly who it is that works in those stores, you know everything that goes on in the local community, and you can kind of tailor what you do outside of the store to bring people into that kind of to your store, almost like a kind of local community hub. So yeah, the idea of that, yeah, it appealed to me, rather than yeah, just carrying on as a direct Vodafone employee and potentially somebody external coming in and taking over the store I was already in. So yeah, just the idea of doing it on my own was a bit more appealing.
Superb. And what's been the biggest challenge? I know what's happening right now, the circumstances that we're in, but what's been the biggest challenge to you, and especially to your team? Because you've got a fairly large team around you at Vodafone in Glasgow, is that right?
Yeah, so we've got the stores in Clydebank and Greenock. So we've got so I've got 11 staff across the two stores that work with us. So yeah, so I mean we've had you know, the biggest challenge probably came obviously last week when the lockdown scenario was announced. So we also had to close the 2 stores that we had. Previous to that, we were able to open, maintain the 2-meter distance between customers and staff, so you were still able to service the customers. So yeah, the last week or so has just been trying to get something in place where we can still service our customers and promote the brand and let people know that Vodafone are still there to keep them connected during these times, whether that be for home working or connecting to family members in other households on the other side of the world, etc. So yeah, the last week or so, Vodafone have been busy behind the scenes, trying to get us set up in store to run almost like a live chat centre from within the store, which means that we can get a couple of the guys in and we can service customers online without having to obviously open the doors and kind of put people at higher risk of any virus that's going on.
Very true. And I guess your team is comfortable working from home because, against being mobile, they can have those conversations over the phone or online by live chat.
Yeah. So I mean, you know, we probably yeah, the industry that we're in is probably more well equipped to kind of take on a kind of remote kind of working platform. It's something that we actively promote for our kind of customers and giving them solutions. So we now, pretty much fully promote unlimited data across all of our kind of platforms, so that whether it's a one individual consumer, a one individual business, or a larger scale business, there's no limits to what they can do from wherever they may be, whether that be at home, out on the road, or in an office kind of scenario. So yeah, the guys that I've got, they're very well equipped. So we're going to go through some training with them today, just to get them up to speed with what's expected. But yeah, they'll take to it like a duck to water, for sure.
Well and truly. What would be the next? So you mentioned there that you're doing live chat, you're doing training with a team. Well, what will be the next stage of evolution for you in your business? Where do you see it? Because we're in a sort of planning stage right now. I don't know if you agree with that. We spoke about it yesterday. Is where do you see your business going in the next sort of 3, 6 to 12 months?
So I think for us, I think a big part of that will probably depend on what happens with the current situation that we're in. So in terms of what we're doing today, in terms of the training with the guys, getting them upskilled onto for the live chat function, there's a potential there that may well run for a 12 to 18 month periods in some aspects. Honestly, I don't see us being able to open the stores fully, in a week's time when the initial 3-week lockdown is over. So I think we'll have a longer period of time where that will still be the case. I think if we're probably then looking further down the line, I think we'll eventually be able to open up our stores again. However, it might be on a reduced basis, so it probably won't fully function the way that it had been previously. So for us, and for me, probably it's about planning, as you said, for the months ahead. So we spoke just briefly this morning before we started the call. So been doing some planning with a couple of different people around some strategic planning that we can do for helping and targeting kind of local businesses in the area, in terms of just getting them a bit of value, save them some money on their kind of like telecommunications packages. So I think we're well placed to do that. I've probably got more time than ever before, and I think I said to you this morning, it probably gets rid of the excuses for not having the time to do things. So for us, probably I don't see us expanding to any more stores. I'm quite happy with the 2 that we've got. I think for me, probably in about 12 months' time, I'll look to get in an operations manager that will oversee the 2 stores for me, and then that will then open up me to do more kind of work out with the 4 walls of the store, if you like, and really just kind of almost have a separate. The stores will effectively do the consumer side of stuff, and then me and possibly one other will do the kind of commercial side of local businesses and what we can kind of offer and provide to them. So almost having kind of 2 arms of the operation. So I think that's where we'll probably take it within the next 12 months, and certainly the ball has started rolling with that already just now. Yeah.
Good. If you could give a tip to anybody out there right now in the business doing what they're doing right now, what would be that tip to them? What would be that word of advice?
I think, particularly, in the situation we're in just now, I think we've just got to keep carrying on. Carry on as normal as possible. For me, if I look back to when I started my business 18 months ago, probably that first 6 months were a huge learning curve for me. So if anybody's just starting out with business, do you know what? You're going to have times where it's tough. You're going to have times where it can feel like a lonely world, particularly if you're a one director company or a one man kind of band. But just know that there's organisations like Revitalise, other kind of business memberships out there that are full of business owners that they just want to help you. They just want to help give you advice, support, and will point you in right directions or in the direction of another person or a book to read, something like that, where you can get vital information, vital nuggets of knowledge that will help you steer your business to where you want it to go. I think you were saying yesterday, your goal is your goal. Your path there might need to change, and that might need to change umpteen times, and that might need to change because of things that are out with your control, such as what we're going through just now. But if you have that end goal and you can find a way to get there, then you'll succeed in everything you want to do.
And if someone, thank you for that. Really appreciate it. And if someone want to get in touch with you, heard what we're talking about this morning, how can they get in touch with you, Calum?
So Easiest way, so obviously I'm on LinkedIn, so I have all my contact details on there, so email address, phone number, pick up the phone, speak to me, send me an email across, contact me on WhatsApp, whatever, so any kind of platform. I said we've got the 2 stores in Clydebank and Greenock. At the minute nobody can come to them, but obviously, yeah, pop into any of the stores that the team have got, and the 2 stores will be happy to help or get in touch with me as well. But yeah, if anybody needs anything, reach out probably in this video and comment on it. I can get in touch, or there'll be obviously links on LinkedIn and stuff as well. They'll have all my information.
Brilliant. Well, I want to say a massive thank you to you, Cam. Thanks for spending the time with us this morning and just having a chat. It's nice getting a nice overview of where you are. I would highly recommend to everybody to get in touch with Calum and reach out to him and his team, start the conversation and find out what they can do for you for your mobile communications within your business or yourself personally. But keep an eye out for the next Revitalise Reconnect, where I'll get the opportunity to meet another business owner and business club member over the next coming weeks. Thanks very much, everybody. Have a great week ahead. Thank you, Calum. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate that. Thank you very much. Take care.
No trouble. Take care. Everybody stay safe, and we will see you very soon. Bye-bye for now.